How y'all doing today? So in today's video, we're going to be covering a whole lot of stuff and be looking forward to some more homestead content coming your way from the Texas Boys, because we got to get back to it, y'all, and we need to start working on it. We got big plans for it. As you can see in today's video, we are going to be clearing lots of land. Dad is going to be running y'all through some different type of fruit tree, food forest type of stuff. Also, he's gonna update you on the greenhouse that we just got done finishing up. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe now. We love offering y'all a wide variety of content, from clothing videos to some political videos to homesteading videos. I think it's very, very unique thing that we are doing. Get it all here from the Texas Boys. We are collabing with a couple other channels. I remember two of them. The other one is escaping me at the second. I'll put it up on the screen, but we are partnering up with Cog Hill Farm and with Adler Farm. I'll put the names and the links to their channels down below. We are going to be sending them some stuff for their homesteads, some food forests in the boxes to get their food 401k on. But this property right here, y'all, is where my journey in life begins, and all five of us brothers' journey plus our little sister's journey is right here. So let's get into the video. I'll meet you right back here and I'll show you what we got planned for this property.
It's an absolutely beautifully overcast day. It's almost like 70 degrees. We're doing lots of projects, getting stuff done. I'm taking some cuttings for the food forest in a box. Mulberry's a great animal fodder for cows or chickens or whatever, but you are gonna have to protect the base if you don't want them to eat it to the ground. So that's what we did here.
What type of tool do you got there?
Oh, so KebTech sent us this absolutely incredible product. It's their electric pruner. It comes with an extension arm and even one arm wheelie. Guy like me, I can use this thing and top these trees, and now's the time to do the pruning. So that's what we're out here doing. The conception of this thing seems very scary, but it has a lot of safety features. It's got an incredible amount of battery life.
It counts every cut, so then you know like how many cuts you've made. You can see your battery percentage,
your cut count.
And we've had it for about 4 or 5 months now, and we've been using it off and on, and we've been in love with it.
Yeah, and the beauty of the power is you can bend over and cut something like that. Boom. And
then
the next one I can pull it out here.
But yeah, this tool definitely makes it very easy if you're doing,
you know what,
hundreds and hundreds of cuts.
I'll demo
the pole.
I'll demo the pole here. Slides in like that.
Yep. A little safety attachment. But we wanted to really give it the true Texas torture test.
We don't like to promote anything if it's trash. And we get lots of products that just aren't any good.
And we don't feature them on the channel, but this thing is. We've been taking all of the food forest in the box cuttings with it. That's why it's so juicy up there. No.
Boop, boop. Just, I mean, real easy.
Very easy. Boop.
Just taking the tops out.
And you got to do that every year, and normally
it's incredible.
Pretty stinking awesome, y'all. Probably close to like 20 feet almost.
Get an incredible amount of height out of this. And with the strap, you know, like me, if you have a bum left arm, boop. I mean, is that incredible?
That's incredible.
We had our Cooney pig up here.
Hamilton.
You can see Hamilton, and he has prepped this front orchard. He just aerated it and fertilized it.
Alrighty, y'all, so we're here back at the new property. Y'all haven't been here in a while. Last time y'all were here, y'all saw us brush hog this little front section. We brush hogged way farther back there now, and I'm gonna go show y'all what we've been up to. A little muddy here, so I gotta have 4-wheel drive on. Here it clears out, not so bumpy. Where we brush hogged all the way back here, and then we started heading out this way. Brush hogged all through here. working on brush hogging this field area here. Now, this chunk of property starts farther over the tractor in that corner over there, and it expands way far that way, and then it shoots back up. It's a big long rectangle. So we want to brush hog this whole thing. All the overgrown stuff that's here is right now is dead because it's winter time, all the brush and stubble, and all it is on this whole property is just brush and crap like this that the brush hog loves to eat. So pretty much all of it we can brush hog, other than the parts where there's logs down, and other than the parts that we have to level out and grade out with a mini excavator. But that'll be like those big ditches that the log trucks made and stuff like that. But other than that, once we mow it, it's pretty clear. I mean, clear enough to maintain, and eventually when the sun gets in here, eventually some grass will start growing. So
finished product. This is our Bootstrap Farmer do-it-yourself 20 by 40 greenhouse. You can see the heat currently captured inside this joker. It's exciting. James made these beautiful custom doors, double doors for the front. We put gaskets all around this door so that it seals in the freshness for Ziploc freshness.
Ooh, yeah, it's nice and toasty in here.
Really neat. You can see the live action we got going on.
But now it's awesome because now you don't, you know, your old situation, your old setup was all outside and open. And when it was cold out, you couldn't really, I mean, you could, but you would have to get bundled up and
yeah, now
stuff like that.
Any trees that are not large enough and are still frost sensitive, I can dig them up, I can bring them in here. So, and I can, you know, I can work out here when it's raining. I can work out here when it's cold. And we're going to grow all of our salad greens out here year round. We have a shade claw. So it's an ultra game changer. You can do all your starts out here. What we're not going to be battling out here as much is fungal gnats. So on the warm days, we'll open up the sides. We'll let the breeze blow through.
I like that t-shirt. Where can you get it?
Oh, we are the CO2. You can get that on our website. So
shameless plug.
We are the CO2, y'all. So
we are the CO2.
You know the CO2 they always talk about reducing? Well, you're looking at them. So, and
they really want to reduce you.
They really
more than anything. More than anybody else, you.
So I got fig, I got pear, I got...
James was my spotter that day, yesterday. He was filming me. I was like, go get the camera quick, because everything was happening fast, boy. And when we bought this property, I didn't know how well they cleared it. They did an amazing job. You know, it's like a bull in the china shop type of situation, you know, so, but they did an amazing job. All the stumps are really low to the ground, like really low to the ground. And if they did leave a stump, they left it high enough that you could really see it. But here you go. This is one of the little areas that I started clearing out back here. And now, slowly but surely, I'll go in between in every tree here and start thinning it out. What I really want to replicate on this property here is the Oklahoma type of feel. You might be saying, what in the world do you live in Texas? I know, but so funny because we got planted pine here, right, y'all? If you come over here, it's the direct opposite of that, okay? That is man-made, and it is dying very, very quickly. Over here, the Lord made it, and it's beautiful also. That is beautiful, but it's dying very quickly because of the beetle bugs getting in there or whatever, pine beetles. But over here, it is beautiful big oak trees, and the owner of this property before we bought it, he had it thinned, which was a beautiful thing. He had it thinned. All the nicest trees, they left. So like a lot of the oak trees and stuff like that. So that means this place, this right here, I'm gonna spin y'all around, reminds me of Oklahoma the most. Which is just funny, but when I've been to Oklahoma several times, the only thing it's missing is like a creek, a crystal clear creek, and maybe some hills in the background or something, but it's clearing up very, very, very well, especially with that John Deere brush hog. This is what it normally is, like this scrappy dew stuff. So I just come in, have it lifted all the way up to 6 inches off the ground or so, but I just back my brush hog in there, and once I back it all the way up and look over it again, then I'll set it down to number 3, and then I'll come back and do a fine cut. Now, a lot of people, and I do not blame them at all, I was actually thinking about doing it maybe, would have a guy come in. It's getting very popular right now. Guy come in with a forestry mulcher, and he'll come in, he'll mulch the whole thing, and he'll get it done pretty stinking quick. I was pricing that out, y'all. It's about, at least here, it was about $2,500 a day. Also, it's $2,500 a day. Well, I called around and I found a buddy that was online. That was from a couple bigger cities around us. Okay, that's what their prices were. Found a real local guy. He lives not that far away from me. He could do it for $1,500 a day, and he could do a couple acres a day or whatever. Well, as you can see here, y'all, this was, I'll walk over there, but you see that scrappy dew stuff? That's like, man, it's thick, but it's probably close to 4 or 5 feet tall. Once you clear it out, you're like, oh wow, that's super manageable, you know. And this, the amount of acreage that I cleared in one day, I mean, it heads up there, but probably around an acre or so, and I'm just absolutely loving it, y'all. When I made the first video, that's what I was talking about, the big picture. I could see that. I could see through the brush. I could feel it, you know. And us boys want to start building our houses back here, but I'm like, I don't want to be like, that's where I want my house until I get the whole entire thing cleared out. I look at it several times and finally decide, you know, where I want it. Here's one big stump, which is nice that they left it that high. Like this spot here is pretty thin. The other cool thing is that it's amazing. All of this land here drains off into one ditch. You might be saying, okay, what's so cool about that? Well, it's not really a ditch. It's a creek when it rains, which is awesome, but it's not year long. It's only when it rains. But we can dam that up, put a pond there, and there you go. Instant pond. And it's a pretty stinking big sized ditch. It's over there a couple 100 feet. I'll show y'all this over here. This is crazy. I was just very impressed with that John Deere tractor because, I mean, this stuff was thick. Well, you might be saying, okay, well, what's the big deal, you know? But then you look at that. I don't know if it's coming through the camera as well as it is in real life, but you cannot walk through that. You go and try to walk through that, you won't have any clothes left on your body and flesh. Okay, you'll just be a skeleton by the time you walk out of that. And that goes on for a long time. And some parts of it get up to stinking 6-7 foot tall. When you just back in that brush hog over it, you know, I found that was the best way to do it. If you try to drive your tractor straight into it, the front of your tractor becomes like a catch-all for all of the vines and stuff like that.
So what you're going to get in your food forest is you're going to get some Primark blackberry cuttings. And when you go to root these, you just need to know which side is up. You're going to see a leaf node, and then that is your that's your bud. So you always want your buds up. Okay, so for everything you're going to want your buds up, depending on how mature it is. Here is a fig cutting. There's your leaf node, and there's your bud. Now, many times this bud is going to be more invisible. It's going to look older like that. And you always got your leaf node, which is where your leaf used to be, and a bud. But all of these cuttings are very similar. Here's your pear cutting. You have your bud. So on the pears there, it's way more obvious the bud's pointing up. So you want your bud pointing up. You always want your bud pointing up. When you do your fig cutting, when you do your blackberry cutting, you want your bud pointing up. And it's very simple. Now check this out. I put this in here yesterday, okay?
Something happened between now
and yesterday? Yes, okay.
Wow.
I mean, I put this in here yesterday at lunchtime.
Okay.
This consists of Pro Mix, perlite and vermiculite. Vermiculite and some organic perlite. Mix it all up in here. I put it in here. This is an Austrian mulberry. Now I put this in here in the soil. The buds are starting to break, y'all. So as long as this stays, the key to rooting is moisture. You want enough moisture, but you don't want to rot it. You don't want too much moisture. And that's the art of this thing. If you want to, you can always coat the bottom of your cutting in some rooting hormone. I like this Clonex because it's got a rooting hormone in it, and it's also got an anti-fungicide thing. So that helps your bottom of your cutting not to rot.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. If you want to spend a lot of money and be a super nerd, you can get some azoles. This, the clinical studies on the root growth with this stuff is very expensive. But I use all this stuff because, you know, I'm a tree dork. So the rooting instructions, all the rooting instructions are on a playlist. I've linked a bunch of other different people's rootings because everybody does it a different way. I would say there's more than one way to skin a cat, but I've recently learned that actually promotes animal abuse.
Exactly.
So Stanford, I'm getting educated, and so you know that's where I'm learning the new things. But
so there's several ways to do something.
yeah, and you know it's as simple as getting some moist potting soil and sticking these things in moist potting soil, keeping them warm, keeping them hydrated. And you know what a lot of people do is they'll put a little plastic bag over this to create a humidity dome. And if you got your moisture right, you'll never have to water it again. You know, a lot of people want to invest in surround sound and flat screens and big TVs and all that stuff. But this is the man cave, y'all. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, we can be making food happen. We can be putting food on our family. So,
and I now can see my neighbor's fence, which he has a big, beautiful, pretty field here. And once I clear all this scrappy do-ness, I'll have a beautiful view of his field, and he'll have a beautiful view of my forest here. And the other amazing thing too is that he is probably the best neighbor in the world, and we love being neighbors. And he was really excited that we were buying the property beside. We were buying the property that adjoined his property, because he was like, well, y'all are amazing people. So he's like, if y'all buy it, I don't have to worry about, you know, for some people that are coming out of state or whatever and flying in or something like that. It's always risky, you know. You can either get amazing, amazing neighbors, or, you know, they're just your neighbors, you know. But nah, he'll do anything for you. But as y'all can see, there's still a lot of work to do, but it's all tractor work. It's all listen to some music and just go in there for a couple hours. I mean, I did all of this, everything that we walk through, right? It'll probably look a little bit more grand when I walk through back here. I did all this in 3 hours. And that includes some stuff that I haven't even showed you up at the front of the property. But I'm excited, y'all. And wherever I decide to put my house, I will clear out 1 or 2 of the oak trees, so then I won't be within striking range, because that would stink to build a brand new house and then have a tree fall on it. And they're just dormant right now, so that's why they kind of look dead. But it is going to be fun, y'all. I will definitely say, with the progress that we made in just one evening, we worked from 3 o'clock to like 5 o'clock, okay? No, 3 o'clock to almost 6 o'clock. And hence 3 hours. And if we could clear all of this in that time, the rest of the property will be no problem whatsoever, Lord willing. We don't blow something up. Yeah, when you come back here, it's just a totally different, you would never think, passing by the road or anything, going by the property in a million years, that it, like if you did some little bit of work, it would look like this. Hopefully it's coming out really pretty on the camera, but you would never think that. You would be like, man, it's gonna take like a decade to make that property look good or more, you know? But no, it looks pretty good to me. I think we are going to be renting a excavator here once we get a lot of the property cleared to do a little bit of dirt work, because we'll rent one with a little push blade, with a little dozer blade or whatever with a blade on it. The one downside about having the logger guys come in here is that they make big ruts. Mainly if it's raining, they'll make ruts because they go back and forth, back and forth. So that's it, y'all. That's the property. And you might be saying about the houses and things like that, like how are you gonna get power to them and things like that. Will be, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, because our hopes are that we can have all of our houses off the grid, which would be amazing. Also not being on community water, because we just have we have a local little community water service that we're hooked up to right now. But Lord willing, we can drill ourselves a deep well. We can hook our houses up to it, be off the water supply as well. So we will be self-sufficient in the means of energy. We need to work really hard on the means of food-wise. If we wanted to just be straight meatitarians, we would be already set, okay? Got ducks, chickens, cows, you're good, okay? The garden thing is always the trickiest thing in the world, you know? It's like it's tricky to keep it alive. Especially when you're talking about Texas, you know? You got these, I mean, it's like 50s, 60s out right now. December 31st, I think. Hope you all have a very blessed rest of your day. If you want to support what we're doing here, go check out TheTexasBoys.com, where we sell coffees, teas, soaps, candles, all types of different things that it doesn't just support us, it actually supports other little small businesses in our local area. So it's kind of like a win-win-win, you know? You get something, you support us, and then you support another farmer, homesteader, stay-at-home mom. So it's a pretty cool deal. I'll leave a link down in the description down below. So we'll see y'all later. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.